we are going to discuss the coding part of decision tree and along with the random forest, theory part of random forest and coding part of random forest, right? So here, before starting the coding part of decision tree, let us complete the theory part of random forest also. Okay, please, you can write the notes as with, for example, for random forest. Okay, random forest. Now, what is meant by forest? Forest means number of trees. Random means randomly. Random means randomly data. Okay, random data. So now what happens in random forest means it is going to create multiple trees using the random data. Trees are created, number of decision trees are created using the random data is called as random forest. For example, let us take an example like this. The example we are having here, let us assume we are having multiple columns. Okay, so the columns are column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are having 1 to 6 columns like this. Okay, multiple columns are there, 1 to 6 or 7 and 8. You can take 7 and 8 also. Okay, 8 columns we are having, and records, we are having multiple records. Okay, so now multiple records are 8 columns we are having. The records are 100 records we are having. Assume the data set is like this. Now, we are going to select the output variable. Whatever the output variable is there, that output variable will remain as it is. I'm saying about the input variable. Input variable out of x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6, x7, and x8. Now, out of these 8 columns and 100 records, the first we are going to create the decision tree number 1. Generally, the yesterday's class, whatever the decision tree we have discussed, it is designed based on the entire data. All the 100 records, all the 8 columns will be considered. Whatever is there in the train data, this assume this 100 records in the train data only. These 8 columns are in the train data only. Entire data is train data only. Now, inside the train data, whatever we are having, it is going to consider everything. It is going to utilize everything. All the records it is going to use, all the columns it is going to use, and it is going to create the decision tree. Only one decision tree. The decision tree is created by using all rows and all columns. Decision tree is created or selected. Okay, the decision tree is created or selected by selecting all the rows and all the columns. Now, whereas random forest is not going to select all the rows. It is going to select randomly some rows. Randomly some rows it is going to select. Along with that, randomly some columns it is going to select. Randomly some rows and randomly some columns. It is going to select randomly. Which column it is going to select, we don't know. Which record it is going to select also, we don't know. Random. For example, sir, we are having total 100 records are there. Let us take like this. You told total 100 records and 8 columns. For example, I am taking the decision tree number 1. Decision tree 1. Decision tree 1 is selected 10 records. Decision tree 2 selected 20 records. Decision tree has selected 40 records. Decision tree number 4 selected 25 records. Decision tree 5 have selected 5 records, which is total is 100 records. So, one decision tree has selected 10 records, one decision tree has selected 20 records, one decision tree selected 40 records, 25 records, and 5 records. So, here the number of records are also not equal. It may select same number of records, it may select uneven number of records. For example, some decision trees will select only 2 records only. Using the 2 records also, it will create the decision tree. Some records, some decision trees are created based on 20 records. Some decision trees are created based on 40 records. So there is no rule that equal number of records it has to select. No rule to select equal number of records. No rule is there. Which record it is going to select and how many records it is going to select. There is no rule. Randomly it is going to choose. In the backend, it is having the concept called as np.random. It is going to have the random function and it is going to select randomly. When we are executing this one, you know that whatever the number it is going to print. No, right? No, none of them knows that which number it is going to print. Here also the same. Which record it is going to select, none of them knows. Automatically it selects randomly. Pure randomly it is going to select. Now, here the question is, sir, for example, it is going to create using the 5. For example, I have given with respect to this 100 records, 5 decision trees. Here, the question is, for example, we are having 100 records like this. Whatever the 100 records, within these 100 records, for example, first 5 records are used by the decision tree number 1. Okay, first 5 records are used by the decision tree number 1. Now, decision tree number 2 can use again these records or not? Yes or no means yes. The second decision tree again can select the records whatever used by the decision tree number 1. Okay, it no need to have with respect to, means indirectly to say, let me take a simple example for your easy and understanding. Why they created like this and what is the reason and everything we are going to understand. Let us take in a college, in a university, college or university. Okay, now I have studied in different colleges and different universities where in one college, one rule is there. In one college, one rule is there. In one college, what is the rule? Miss college number 1 and college number 2. In each college, each rules, right? In college number 1, the rule is assume there are total 1,000 students has been passed out in that year. Final years, total 1,000 students are there. Now, the company, first company 1, that is assume TCS. TCS is coming for the campus placement for this college. Okay. Now, in the campus placement, out of these 1,000 students, they have selected 40 students. Okay, in the campus interview, they have selected 40. Now, what is the balance left out? 960 students are left out. Now, company 2. Company 2 is Wipro. Wipro is coming for the campus interviews. Now, the college 1, what is the rule of this college 1 is, whoever has already got the placement, they are not eligible to sit for the second company. This is the rule. Now, for the Wipro, how many students are going to attempt? 960 only they are going to attempt for this campus interview. And now Wipro will ask the question, why you are sharing us 960 only? Sir, already 40 members has went away to the TCS. Miss, TCS has selected 40 students out of 1,000. Now, here whatever the Wipro want to select is out of 960. Okay, it has to select out of 960 only. Means out of 1,000 students, whatever the 40 students already got selected, means why they got selected? They're having a good knowledge. Means you are sharing the good knowledge students to the TCS. Means waste students you are sharing to us. Huh? Good students you are sharing to TCS and waste students, the remaining students you are sharing to us. Wipro will feel in this way. Now, next time, the Wipro will not visit the same college. Because the main students are already getting placed in the TCS. TCS will not select the normal people, right? TCS also will select very good amount of knowledge only. For example, assume that in this situation, sir, 40 students only now, sir, there will be no difference. Okay, let us take like this. There is a situation where TCS has selected 200 students. Wipro has selected 100 students. HCL has selected 100 students. Now, whatever the last company is coming, some last company will come, right? Almost 950 students has got selected already. Now, remaining only 50 students are there. Okay, already 10 companies has visited. Okay, 10 companies has visited. And these 10 companies has already selected 950 students approximately. And remaining only 50 students are there. Now, 11th company is coming. Now, what for this 11th company? You are sharing only these 50 students. Now, what this company will think? Okay, all the important students and having knowledge students, you already shared to others. Now, you are going to share to us only the scrap students. The balanced students, whatever the students are there, you are sharing to us. And now I have to select only from this 50 only, right? I can't select these students, right? So this company, whatever the company is there, this company will never visit the college once again. Now we are having one more college, college number 2, where the same 1,000 students are there. Same 1,000 students are there. Company 1 again TCS, and it is selecting 200 students. Now company 2 Wipro. Now for Wipro also, again the same 1,000 students will be there. Same data will be there. Whatever the rights are available for TCS, the same rights are available for the Wipro. No difference between both of them. Whatever the rights are available for Wipro, the same rights are available for the HCL. Whichever the student are interested, they will participate. If the student is not interested, we can't do anything. But from college perspective, you should not say that, sir, these are the students only. Right? This is college number 2. Now, in this case, what happens? In this case, what happens? In the case 1, the college is trying to place more number of students. They want to get the college name. They are focusing on the college name to get the more number of students to get placed. In the case number 2, they are giving the importance for the companies. The priority is for the companies, not for the college name. This is the difference between both of them. Now, the same way, for example, I am having the 1,000 records. 1,000 records, out of 1,000 records, 200 records you have given. Now, instead of students, write the word called as records. Out of 1,000 records, 200 records you have given for your decision tree number 1. Decision tree number 1, company's decision tree number 1. Now, balance 800 records only you are sharing to the decision tree number 2. What happens to the probability? The probability will be reduced. Earlier, the probability is different. Now, the probability is different because the denominator value has changed. Automatically, the probability changes. When the probability changes, the calculations changes. So now what happens? Now, in that case, what we have to do means for decision tree 1, whatever the right it is having to select the data, the decision tree 2 also has the same right to select the data. Randomly, it may choose any record. Okay. Now, if you are having total 1,000 records with you, out of 1,000, the decision tree number 1, how it is going to select that one, which column it is going to select or which record it is going to select, whatever the probability it is having, the same probability is associated for the decision tree number 2. The same probability is associated for decision tree number 3. Now, all the decision trees are equal probability. All the decision trees are equal. All decision trees are equal. You have given for every decision tree the equal rights. All of them are equal. Now, within the equal, now decision tree number 1, based on the data, whatever the data it has selected, it is going to predict the answer differently. Decision tree number 2 will predict the answer differently or same, whatever it is. Now, once all the decision trees are completed training, now I am going to pass the new information in the first decision. So, random forest is an assemble algorithm. Assemble means combining multiple algorithms. It is a combination of multiple decision trees. Assemble means combination of. Assemble means more than one. More than one algorithm. Here, more than one decision trees. Individually, decision tree is an algorithm. More than one decision tree you are selecting. More than one you are selecting and combining them is called as an assemble algorithm. Combining multiple things is called as assemble. Right? Now, it creates a set of decision trees. It is going to create a multiple decision trees from randomly selected subset of training data. Whatever the data you have given, within that, it is going to select randomly. It is then combine the words from the different decision trees and finally predict the test class. For example, if you remember in the last class, whatever I have done, the next one, entire data, this entire data you are using, all the records, 20 records you are using, and you are creating the decision tree. That is the one which we have seen in the last class. Using all the 20 records and using all the columns we have created. Now, what happens in the random forest means it is going to randomly subset, randomly select, and it is going to create decision tree number 1. Randomly select decision tree 2. Randomly select decision tree 3, 4. Assume there are 4 decision trees are there. Okay, or 5. 5 decision trees are there. Option number 1. Option number 1 is single decision tree. This is option number 1, which is a decision tree algorithm. Option number 2 is random subset of and creating the multiple decision trees. DT1, DT2, DT3, DT4, and DT5. These are the 2 options which you are having. That is option number 1 and this is option number 2. Now, there is a new data. New data is the student is above average and 10th class student, whether he will play or not play. This is you have to predict. Now, what you are going to do? In the option number 1, whatever the decision tree you have created, some decision tree you have created. Now, in this decision tree, you are going to forward this data into this decision tree and finally you will get the output, leaf node. At the end, one leaf node will get, right? And you are going to predict the class. Okay, this is in the single decision tree. Now, in the random forest, what happens? This same data you are going to send to the decision tree number 1. Whatever the decision tree number 1 is there, in this decision tree, you are going to send the data. And it will give the output as the person will play. Assume. You are sending to the class 2. The same data you are sending to the second decision tree. You are sending. This decision tree was created using a different data. So this decision tree will be a different one. Completely a different one. Because different data, right? As the data changes, decision tree changes. So now the output you have got as the person will not play. Decision tree 3. What are the decision tree? The same data you are sending into the third one. Again, you will get the answer as play. Decision tree 4. You have got the answer as with respect to something, the output. Whatever the output is there, again play. You have sent the same data into the decision tree number 5. Again, you have got the answer as not play. Now, out of this, which one is the highest one? Play. So, the final answer for this one is play. Right? Like this, we are going to have. Sir, why to create these many decision trees, sir? One decision tree is sufficient na, to predict play or not play. Sufficient, but it is giving the overfitting problem. Na? This overfitting problem will be reduced here because multiple decision trees are saying the same answer. Not with one decision tree. Multiple decision trees and with multiple data, different data are also saying that this person will play only. Instead of taking the answer from one student, I am taking the answer from the multiple students. So, for example, I am explaining the concept. After explaining the concept, whether have you understand or not, right? If I ask like this, one of the student is shaking the head like this. By seeing one person face, I am concluding myself that concept is clear to all the students. This one is by seeing the multiple faces. Based on the multiple faces, multiple students, more number of students are shaking their heads or more number of students, their expression. Based on that, I am going to decide whether this concept is clear or not. Now, instead of going with one single person, this single person who is sitting in the front bench and based on that, I am deciding myself means I will lead to the overfitting. I have to observe not only the first bench students, I have to observe even the last bench students who is sleeping also. Right? Every student I have to focus. Now, when I focus on each and every student, maximum number of students are understanding means, then what happens? It reduces the overfitting problem. That's it. Instead of going a single one, going with a multiple one. With the single one also, we can find that whether the students has understand the concept or not, right? Simple. In my college, there is a lecturer. One lecturer is there. He used to see only in the first bench. First student will be there. One student will be there. His favorite student. Okay, he will explain something on the blackboard and he will see at his face. He will shake like this. He will continue. For other students, what is the feeling is he is explaining only for that student only. When we are sitting in the second bench or third bench, or sometimes in the last bench, he will not even focus. He will not even see. In the last bench, if we open the things and if we play also, they will not. At the time, we are not having mobile phones. Okay. When something like that. Okay. We are not having the mobile phones, Android apps, games. These things are not there. Don't think that I am 1980s. I am also this one only. Just something. Okay. Not that much of old. Okay. What you are expecting. Mobiles, in my last year only, I have got the mobile. In the year of when I have completed the BTech, the mobile has came into the market. The first time the mobile has came in the market. That is touchscreen mobile, I am saying. Android mobile, not the BSNL mobile. One call is equal to 10 rupees. That not, I'm not saying about that one. Landline phones, I'm not saying. I'm saying about the Android touch screen mobiles, right? So just with respect to this, just here what we are going to do is we are observing with respect to more. By taking the multiple decision trees, we are reducing the problem of overfitting problem. In order to reduce the overfitting problem, this is one of the option. Yesterday's whatever the option we have discussed, this is one of the option, and this is one more option. So which option is correct means we'll try both of them. Which gives the best, that is the best. Right? Finally, at the end, sir, if you are these many options we are explaining now, sir. In the company, we have to do all these things. Yes, we have to do all these things. Where the time will be there, sir? 4 months of time, you are not going to learn, right? There you are not going to learn, you are going to apply. There Python statistics you are not going to learn, you are going to apply. That too you are not going to learn for 1.5 hours. You are going to work for 8 hours per day. 8 hours per day, out of which let us assume 3 hours for time pass. Discussing with others or doing watching the YouTube or something, 3 hours remove. Daily we'll enjoy for 3 hours in the office also. Remove that one. By keeping the name, by going to the canteens, something. Okay, let us remove 3 hours. At least 5 hours we'll utilize the time. This is the minimum. Some strict companies are there means 8 hours we have to use. Okay. And normally, generally the companies, okay company means 5 hours. Okay. Now within these 5 hours, per every month we'll have at least 20 days. Saturday, Sunday, if you remove and if you take the leave, at least 20 days will be there. Means 20 into 5, 100. Into 400 hours, you are going to work on the single project. That too only on the classification. When it is a classification model, you are not going to apply the regression algorithms, right? Only classification algorithms you are going to apply. Automatically, there is enough time, right, for you. Enough time is there. So much of time is there in order to get the better accuracy. In order to get the betterization. Now, if you get the more accurate answers, if you try the multiple options, the more things, that one, this, that, if you try more number of options, if you get the better solution. For example, you have got 90% accuracy. Why you have to stop at 90 only? If you give with 92 or 93, what happens? If you have got 93, try with 94 still. Sir, miss like this, we have to work for 100, right? Yes, till 100 you have to try. If after getting 100 also, now you have to try to reduce the time. Once accuracy you have got, now reduce the time. Within the given, whatever the given project time is there, within the project time, do the maximum, the best. Within this 4 months, whatever the time they have allotted for you, within that you have to do the best. Okay, don't feel yourself that it is completed. Still betterization. For example, let us take like this. They have given the target of 70%. You have got the 72 or 73 or 70, something like this target. This is the target. Whatever the target is there, that target you have achieved. That this whatever the project is there, this is 4 months project and you have completed in the 3 months 20 days only. Means still 10 days are left for you. Okay. Option 1, whatever the balance 10 days are there, okay, you can take a leave and enjoy. Without taking leave, enjoy. Okay, sitting in the company only, enjoy. And watching the YouTube and watching with respect to others and chit-chatting, something. And one of the option is betterization of the model. If you do anything also, there is no problem. If you enjoy also, no problem. Work is completed means you can enjoy. In the office also you can enjoy. You can take the free time. No problem. Absolutely no problem. But if you do the for betterization, better the model, what happens means immediately the next new project, you will be shifted into that part. The more number of development projects you are there, based on your way of working, the project manager will decide that one. Still you got the 73 also, still this person is trying to get the betterization for 75%. Like this, the person is trying like that means the project manager understands. Okay, this SRK is keeping so much of efforts. And based on my efforts, I'm going to get a new project. he will keep in the new project. Okay, this type of efforts he is going to keep in the new project also, and we will keep this person in the new project, and they'll shift me into the new project. Now, whenever I get into the new project, automatically, again, I will gain the experience. In that 1 year, I will do the multiple projects. Now, more amount of experience I will gain in the 1 year only. With that 1 year of experience, I'll shift to the another company. I'll get the more package. That also project manager knows that I will shift to the another company if I get the more knowledge. He will only give that offer. He will say that, Sir K, we are shifting you to the new project, and according to that, you'll get the pay. He will say simply like that. According to that, you'll get the pay. According to that, the pay means automatically the payment was changed according to that, as per the industry standards. Okay. Is that clear? So always we have to try for the betterization. So in the yesterday's class, whatever we have done the pruning, the post pruning, after seeing that one, by seeing, observing the decision tree, and we are going to cut the tree, that is by using the maximum depth or minimum samples for the split, or with respect number of terminal nodes. This is pruning. What are the pruning is there? Pruning is reducing the overfitting problem, reducing overfitting in decision tree, single decision tree. If you are having only one decision tree, means entire record you have selected. In that case, you have to reduce the overfitting, means pruning is the option. Second option is random forest. You can select with respect to randomly some data. Right? Random forest is also called as, whatever this random forest classifier is there, random forest is also called as bagging technique. Random forest is also called as bagging, where B stands for bootstrap. Where B stands for bootstrap, AGG stands for aggregation. Okay, bootstrap aggregation. Bagging means bootstrap aggregation. ING is for keeping the sentence full. Okay. So if I keep the word of bag means it will be not bag model. Bag model means bad model. Everyone will feel that when I say bad model. So they have created the word called as ing. Ing is not having any meaning. Just to create, they have written that one. So B stands for bootstrap. AGG stands for aggregation. Right? Bootstrap aggregation. What is meant by bootstrap means a replacement. Bootstrap means a replacement. A replacement means the decision tree 1 has already selected some part of records. For example, out of these 20 records, 5 records it has already selected. Now, decision tree number 2, these 5 records are also again used. Means these 5 records are again shared to the original one. Now, decision tree will use again out of 20. These 5 records are selected out of 20. Decision tree is also going to select out of 20 only. These records, whatever the records are utilized by decision tree 1, are getting replaced in the original one. That is called as bootstrap. With replacement. Bootstrap aggregation means with replacement. The values, whatever the data is there, that they are getting replaced. For example, you want without replacement. You are creating without replacement. For example, you have written, this is one of the hyperparameter within the random forest. Bootstrap. Bootstrap is one of the hyperparameter. This is one of the hyperparameter. If you write bootstrap is equal to true, if you write the bootstrap is equal to true, then what is the meaning of bootstrap is equal to true means nothing but data with a replacement. Data with a replacement. Means all the decision trees has same probability of selection of records. All decision trees has same probability of selecting the records. Bootstrap is equal to false. If you take bootstrap is equal to false, data without a replacement. Once the data is used by any decision tree, then that data we can't, that data we can't use for, that data we can't use for other decision tree. Okay, that is bootstrap is equal to false. Okay, is that clear? Now, number of decision trees. How many number of decision trees we have to create? That is called as n estimators. N estimators is equal to number of decision trees. Okay, these are all hyperparameters. Whichever the hyperparameters are there, there is no fixed answer for the hyperparameter. So we have to do the tuning, hyperparameter tuning. We have to try with the bootstrap is equal to true and false. We have to try with n estimators is equal to first 10, 20, 30, 40. If the last number is best miss, automatically you have to increase. If the last number is not best miss, within that only we are having the answer. Okay, is that clear? N estimators means estimator. Estimator means model. In the machine learning algorithm, the models are called as, the algorithms are called as estimators. Okay, whenever you see the word called as estimator, that is the algorithm. Estimator means algorithm. In the grid set CV also we are going to use estimator. Estimator means whatever the algorithm you want to work. Is that clear, guys? So the bootstrap aggregation. So here it is going to select, it overcomes the issues with single decision tree by reducing the effect of noise, or which is nothing but overfitting problem. So suppose we are having a training set. Within the training set, it is going to divide into subsets. Multiple subsets it is going to divide. For multiple subsets, it is going to create the multiple decision trees. First, it will create the multiple subsets. Okay, these subsets are created based on the bootstrap is equal to true or bootstrap is equal to false, with replacement or without replacement. According to that, it is going to create the multiple subsets of data, and for each subset of the data, it is going to create one tree. For each subset, one tree, and it is going to combine all the trees by taking the voting, by applying the voting technique. Is that clear? Now, the same thing we'll see with respect to the coding. Any questions with the decision tree and random forest theory part? In the decision tree, the most important part of the decision tree is how to select the node. That is either Jenny or entropy. Entropy or information gain. Jenny or Jenny index. I mean, Jenny impurity. Opposite to each other. Right? So generally, in the Python coding, in the coding, we are having Jenny and entropy. Both of them are just we are going to select the criteria. Whatever the criteria is there, this is the hyperparameter called as criteria. Criteria for selecting the nodes. What is the criteria? So what we are going to do, this both of them I am going to keep in the hyperparameter tuning. Grid set CV. In the grid set CV, criteria is equal to Jenny I will take and entropy I will take. So I will try with Jenny, I will try with entropy also. Okay, is that clear? So in the decision tree, the important thing is criteria. There you are going to form only a single decision tree. The criteria is important. This is the important hyperparameter for the decision trees. And along with that, pruning. Pruning will be decided based on the data. Whatever the tree you have, whatever the tree you are going to get, based on the tree, you have to apply the pruning. Generally, in the pruning, we'll select the maximum depth. Okay, let us see one by one. Now, here we are going to work on the data set called as multi-class problem. For multi-class problem, and first step number 1, business problem. Create a model that predict the particular penguin on their attributes, whether it belongs to which class. So here I'm going to take the data. First libraries I'm going to import, and I'm going to import the data set. Now in this data set, I'm having the output variable, which is called as species, means categories, nothing but categories. And these are the various input columns, that is x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, and x6. Okay, total 6 columns are there and 1 output variable is there. Now, whenever you want to work on a data set, what we have to do, we have to select with respect to what here. First, we have to understand the data. Data understanding we have to do. Once data set, first step is business problem understanding. Second step is data understanding. So every time I no need to write, right? Earlier I have saved. This is the image. So earlier I have written this one and I have taken the screenshot, right? So for every data set, we have to do the same. First, business problem understanding, data understanding, data pre-processing, with data cleaning, data wrangling, and train test split, followed by modeling with default parameters. First, you have to apply the default parameters and you have to evaluate and you have to check whether your model is a good model or not. Then you have to apply the hyperparameter tuning and you have to get the hyperparameters, apply the different hyperparameters and identify the best hyperparameter values. Once what are the values you have got, and using that, you have to rebuild once again the model with best parameters. First time you are building with default parameters. Now this time you are going to build with best parameters for that data set. Again, you are going to evaluate and model. Whichever which algorithm is the best algorithm, that algorithm you are going to save. That one you are going to save as a job.lib file. Okay. So for the same thing we have applied for the KNN, the same thing we have applied for the SVM. The same logic I am applying for the decision tree also. So first I am starting with the business problem. What is my business problem is I have to categorize the penguins based on their physical attributes, whether it belongs to which category. That is my business problem. With maximum accuracy. Whatever the accuracy I can do, the maximum accuracy I have to try. Next, second one is data understanding. Data understanding means first I have to understand each and every variable name very clearly. First variable I am having with respect to island. So it belongs to different types of islands. Okay, basically penguins will be in the Antarctica region. This data set was brought from the Antarctica region. So in that Antarctica region, we are having different types of islands are there. These are the island names. So what are the different types of islands I am having is in the EDA, you will see that one. Unique. DF of island. DF of island with respect to dot unique. If you apply the unique, you will get the unique categories. What are the unique categories? What are the unique islands are there? Okay. This is island means island name. Second one is Cumen length. Cumen length means the body length. So in the penguins, this is the body length. This is called as Cumen length. Okay. This part is called as Cumen length. Next one is Cumen depth. That is nothing but this one. This is called as Cumen depth. This part is called as Cumen depth. Right. Next one is flipper length. Flipper means whatever this one. This is called as flipper length. Okay. This is called as Cumen length and this is called as flipper length and this is called as Cumen depth. And using this one along with that, we are having the body mass. So weight of the penguin. Whatever the penguin is there, its weight. And finally, gender, whether it is a male gender or female gender, right? This is the data set. I have understand my data set, each and every variable very clearly. Now, what is the next step I have to do is, I have to check total how many records are there. So in my data set, total 344 records are there and 7 columns. This is the shape of my data set. Total 344 records with 7 columns. And these are the column names. And these are the column index numbers. And data types, object, float, object. Means I'm having out of 7, 1 of 6 are input variables. 1 of them is output variable. Out of 6 input variables, 1, this one and this one. 2 of them are categorical variables. And 4 of them are continuous variables. 2 categorical variables and 4 continuous variables are there. This is output variable. You should ignore the output variable. Within the 6, I am having 2 of them are, that is categorical are island. What are the categories I am having is island and the second one is gender. So these are the 2 categories which I am having, 2 columns. One is island and one is gender. These are the categorical variables and length and depth and what are the flipper length and mass. What are the mass is there? Everything are continuous variables. right? So now this I have understanding from my data set. This is called as data set understanding. In the data set understanding, you have observed this shape, you have observed the column names, and you have observed the column index numbers. And along with that, you have observed how many columns or how many features are categorical features and how many of them are continuous features. This all comes under info. Now what do you have to do? EDA. Now how many unique categories are there? Output variable. 3 categories are there. One is Agely, second one is Ginstap, third one is Gento. A, C, G. 3 categories are there. So it is a multi-class classification problem. By seeing this one, if I am having only 2 classes in my output variable, it is called as binary class classification problem. Since I am having more than 2 classes, it is a multi-class classification problem, right? You can apply 2 class problem or you can apply more than 2 classes also. Decision tree can be applied more than 2 classes also. From decision tree onwards, everything are advanced algorithms. Logistic regression and KNN, SVM are basic algorithms. Logistic regression was invented in the year of 1962. Linear regression was invented in the year of 1954. Almost 60 years back algorithm. Updates we are doing with respect to modifications. Lasso, Ridge, these are the latest algorithms, right? Similarly, here also, logistic, KNN, SVM are old algorithms and decision tree onwards advanced. Decision tree was invented in the year of 1980s. I don't know exact year, in the 1980s. And after that, the random forest, later boosting technique, slowly their last algorithm which they have invented is in the year of 2018. One of the boosting technique by Facebook. That we'll see one by one. Okay. Now, here, whatever the output variable we are having, spacious, where we are having 3 categories. Okay, total 3 categories are there. Out of, now similarly, I'm calculating the value counts. Value counts means total 344 records are there. Out of 344 records, 152 records belongs to class A. 124 records belongs to class G. 168 records belongs to class C. So I'm simply calling them as A, G, C. Okay, or ACG. Alphabetical order, ACG. 3 classes, class A, class C, class G. Okay. Now, island. What are the different types of islands we are having? Miss, 3 different types of islands are there. They are just names. They are just names. Name of the islands. 3 different islands we are having. Now, similarly, in the gender. Gender, I am having one of them is male, one of them is female, one of them is dot. One category is dot is there. Dot means we know that they have filled with respect to wrongly, they have data entry, some data entry mistake. That data entry mistake, you have to replace this value, you have to replace or you have to drop. Okay, whatever the data entry is there, this is considered as a missing value. This missing values you have to either replace or you have to drop, right? So if you want to replace, just how you are going to use replace? Df of this particular column name dot replace, and within that replace function dictionary, wherever the dot is there, this dot will be replaced with male, something like this. Why male? Because mode. Okay, if you want to replace, replace. If you want to drop, means drop, right? So what I'm going to do is, in this case, I'm going to drop that one. Okay, so why you are dropping? So if I show you to replace, every time you will replace only, right? Earlier in the missing values also SAR has replaced. Now also SAR is replacing this. Oh, every time we have to replace. This is the option. You will fix like this. So students should not fix that every time we should replace. Students should know that sometimes we require replace. Sometimes we should drop also. So for example, here in this case, I'm dropping. So I have to show one example with drop also, right? So this is the case. Okay. So just I'm going to drop. Now total how many records I have got? Initial data is 344 records, 7 columns. Raw data. I'm writing the name called as raw data. My raw data consists of 344 records and 7 columns. Out of this, one of the record I'm going to drop, which is dot. That record I'm dropping. So now I'm going to get 343 records only. One record I'm going to drop. After dropping, I have got 343. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do the EDA. In the EDA, I'm going to apply the plots, different types of plots. Whatever the plots I'm having, just I'm applying the different types of plots like pair plot, scatter plot, histograms, whatever you want, you can apply. Right? Now, data cleaning. Next step is data cleaning. I'm going to check, is there any missing values in my data? Yes, there missing values are there. Now, missing values. Here, I'm having 2 missing values in this column. 2 missing values, 2 missing values, 2 missing values, and 10. So, instead of replacing the missing values, I'm dropping. Okay. Now, here also I'm going to use the drop. Okay. I'm dropping. I got 10 records has been dropped. Minus 10 records. 10 records has been dropped. And now you are having only 333. So total out of 344, you dropped first 1 and you have dropped 10. Miss, total how many records you have dropped? 11 records. 11 records is less than 5% or more than 5%. 344 records into 5%. That is 344 into 0.05. If you multiply, you will get approximately 16 records. Means up to 16 records, you are having the right to remove without no reason. You don't need to statistically prove. You don't need to prove that this is the problem, this is the problem. You don't need to explain anything. Blindly, you can drop. Up to 5% of the data, you can drop. If you want to drop more than 5%, you have to tell the reason. Why? Why you are dropping that one? You have to explain the reason. If reason is valid, means okay. You can drop entire data also. If the reason is valid, you can drop not only 1 column, 2 columns, 3 columns, 10 columns also you can drop. If the reason is not valid, you can't drop even 1 record also. Right? Up to 5% of the data you can drop without anything. Now, sir, why you are dropping, sir? Instead of dropping, you can replace now. You do as the assignment. That is your assignment. I will try with the drop. You try with replacement. Out of these two, whichever has the highest accuracy, that is the best answer. If you get the better accuracy, your answer is best. If I got the better accuracy, this is the best. That one we are trying, and this one also we are trying. Everything we are going to try. Right? And after trying this one, once the decision tree and everything is completed, for the same data set, apply the SVM. For the same data set, apply the KNN. For the same data set, apply the logistic regression. For the same data set, apply the random forest. Right? Now, so here, I'm just dropping this one. Out of 344 records, I have dropped total 11. Now I have got 333 records. Now, data cleaning is completed. Now, data wrangling. Data cleaning, missing values is compulsory. Outliers is optional. I'm not going to touch the optional one. Compulsory is, which is missing values. Next, I'm going to do the encoding. In this case, I'm having 2 variables. One is island. And the second one is gender. What are the gender you are having? This gender. These 2 of the columns, you are going to do the encoding. Okay. What type of encoding? Nominal encoding, which is nothing but dummies. So I'm going to do the dummies. And after doing the dummies, now let us open the X variable. So now human length is as it is, human depth is as it is, flipper length is as it is, body mass is as it is. I'm not going to touch these 4 columns. Total input data consists of 7 columns. Out of 7 columns, 6 of them are input and 1 is output. Forget about the output. Don't touch the output variable. Within the input variables, now within the input variables, 6 out of which 4 of them are continuous. And 2 of them are discrete categorical. For this discrete categorical, you are going to apply the encoding. Till now, whatever the previous examples we have discussed, that is logistic regression or with respect linear regression, there no encoding is required because there is no categorical data. But here, in the given input columns, I am having the categorical data. If there is a categorical data, I have to encode that one. So how I am going to encode that one means, see here, df.drop output variable, whatever the output variable is there, that I am dropping. Now after dropping, the remaining part, whatever the out of 7 columns, this I am dropping. Means remaining part of 6 input columns, I am going to save in a new df called as df1. Okay. Just I am writing the same code in a separate cell. If you want separately, I will write. Okay, df1, right in the df1. Now you are having with respect to that output variable. Apart from the output variable, everything you are considering and you are creating a df1. Now this is your input data. If you are interested to write like input, raw input, raw data or clean data or input, whatever that name, anything you can select as per your choice, right? So now whatever the input data I'm having, for this input data, I'm going to apply the one hot encoding. That is now see here pd.getDummies of df1, not the original df1. What is df1? This is the df1. For this, I'm going to apply the one hot encoding and drop first is equal to true. Now tell me island, how many islands we are having? 3 categories are there. Now how many new columns you are going to get? 2 new columns you are going to get. So out of 3 columns, what are the 3 names, 3 category names we are having? The 3 category names is, one is with respect to B, one is D, and one is T. Out of which drop first is equal to true, means B category will be dropped. Now I'm going to convert this one column into 2 new columns. The new 2 columns are, first one is island with D, same island with T. These are the 2 new columns. Similarly, the next gender, what are the gender is there? Male and female, out of which one of the column will be dropped. Drop first is equal to true, means female will be dropped. Now what is the new column you are going to get? With respect to male. So after applying the dummies, now if you see the dummies, just apply the dummies now. The remaining 4 columns as it is, out of which island was converted with respect to D and T. And similarly, gender was converted with male. Now everything of data is ready with numerical values, right? Entire data is ready with numerical values. Now this is your data. This is your input data X. Out of this input data X, this is the first column. Forget about the raw data. After cleaning, this is your input data now. That is the original data. This is the clean data. First column, second column, third column, fourth column, fifth, sixth, seventh. Total 7 input columns you are having. Total 7 input columns we are having, right? Basically, we are having only 6 input columns, but island was converted to 2 columns. So one column was converted to two columns, whereas gender was converted to 1 column only. So there is no problem. Like this, we have got 1 more column extra. So total 7 input columns, that too the serial number is like this. First column is Cumen length. Second column is depth. Third one is flipper length. Fourth one is body mass. Fifth one is island with respect to dream, and island with respect to T, and island with respect, next one is male. Now I'm going to select this one. Y is equal to species, that is output variable. Now I'm going to apply the train test split with a test size of 0.2 and random state of 9. Okay, test size of 0.2 with a random state of 9. I'm going to select the same. Now X is ready, Y is ready. Within this, now 0.2 means what? 80%. Out of 333 records, 80% you are using for your training purpose. And out of 333 records, 20% you are using for your testing purpose. Now 333 records. What are the 333 records are there? That is 3 calculator. I'm opening the calculator. 333 333 into 0.8, which is nothing but 266 records are used for training purpose. And out of 266, 333 minus 266. 67 records are used for your testing purpose, right? This I have done using calculator. Here you no need to use the calculator. Just you can write with respect like this. Xtrain dot shape. If you ask shape, it will show the same thing. The number of records 266, 7 records, 7 columns are used for training purpose. Similarly, Xtest. Xtest is nothing but 67 records are used for testing purpose. Is that clear? Now, Here, whatever the number of records we are having, 67 records. Now, testing purpose, we are having 260. What is the testing training purpose? 266. Now, using these 266 records, whatever the data is there, 266 records data, using that, we are going to create the model. Using this one only. Forget about that 67 records are not there. Using this one only, we have to create and we have to write the conditions, or we have to calculate the Jenny. Everything for the 266 only we have to do. Not for the test data. We should not calculate the Jenny index for the test data. We should not calculate the entropy for the test data. Whatever the calculations, fit has to be done only on the train data. You should not do the fit on the test data. Never you should do the fit on the test data. You should do only fit on the train data. Now, whatever the train data you are having, we are doing the fitting. What is the first one? First one is you are importing your decision tree classifier, modeling, prediction, and evaluation. Evaluation, you are going to do the train accuracy, test accuracy, and CV. Three of them evaluation, if you do, directly you can do the model selection also, a single. In a single cell, I am doing everything. I am not writing separate, as multiple times we have done the same. First one is, I am going to import the decision tree. Second one is, I'm going to take the decision tree default parameters. Whatever the default parameters are there, I'm going to keep the default parameters. I'm not going to consider anything as this default parameters. And next, next I'm going to fit on the X train, Y train. Okay. Model with default parameters. Import, save, fit. 3 lines of code. Prediction. You are going to predict on the X train. You are going to predict on the X test. Whatever you have done in the SVM and what we have done in the KNN also same. Next, we are going to calculate the train accuracy, test accuracy. And after that, we are going to calculate the cross validation score. Train accuracy is 100%. Test accuracy is 95.5%. Cross validation of 0.978%. Is that clear? Now, so this is your default model. Once the default model is completed, now we have to do the betterization, that is optimization. In the optimization in the decision tree, how we are going to do? Pruning. Pruning means we have to cut the tree. To how much percent of we have to cut? How we can decide means that we can see by visualizing the tree. How to visualize the tree means from sklearn.tree, import the plot tree. You are going to import the plot tree. And in the plot tree function, you are going to write your model name. The first one, you have to write the model name. This is your model name. What is the model name you have saved above? DT underscore default. This is the model. So the same model name you have to write here. Okay. And by writing the same model name here, just I'm erasing all of them. Just I'm writing only the default model name. By writing this model name, I'm going to get this one. This is the tree. Now, whatever the tree is there, always left side is true, fixed. Every time this is true, false, true, false, true, false. Everything is fixed. Now, here if you observe, first it is going to select the condition. This is the first condition. What is the condition means? X of 2 is less than or equal to 206.5 is the condition. What is meant by X of 2? What is meant by X of 2? What is there in your X? What is there in your X? This is the X. Out of this, 0, 1, 2. 2 means flipper length. Flipper length, whatever the flipper length is there, flipper length is less than or equal to 205 is your condition. It has selected your root node as the flipper length because it is having the least Jenny impurity. Out of all of them, this is having the least Jenny impurity. So this is selected as your base one and it has started. This is the condition it has taken. Now here, if you observe this one, X of 2 means I'm opening the X variable. Within the X, I'm going to see the 2, that is flipper length. Instead of going back, here the data set is small. 7 columns only is there. For example, I'm having 70 columns. In that X of 35 means I have to count everything. No, right? Then what I have to do? Here only I'm going to write whatever the X of 2 is there. Just like this, I'm going to write here itself X of 2. Now, whatever the X variable in that 2, how you can write X of 2? That is by using the ilog. This is 2 is the index number, right? So index number, you have to use ilog. Out of ilog, all the rows with column number 2. So automatically you can see the second column, right? Sir, instead of writing like this separately, can we do here itself? Yes. that what we can do is filled is equal futures names. What are the future names are there? I'm writing with respect to columns. So x of 2 automatically it will take the columns. What are the columns stays there? X dot columns in that 2. What is that 2 means flipper length. It is automatically selects that one. So it is going to take the column names. So now you can see this one. So here with respect to this is the decision tree. What are the decision tree? In that first one is flipper length. Sir, though you have zoomed also we can't see, sir. I only can't see. How you can see? Right? So let us see this one. Now in this case, what we have to do? So what I'm going to do is this, what are the images there? This image is having with respect to the flipper length, the column names. And I'm going to write the filled is equal to true. Filled is equal to true means different colors. It is going to fill with colors. Filled is equal to true means colors. Now, whatever the image I have got, this image, I'm going to save. This image, I'm going to right click and save image as. Just right click and save images on the desktop. Okay. Now you can see your image, whatever the image you have done. Now you can zoom and you can do whatever you want. Right? Can you see now? So the first one is too much of zoom also injures to health. Okay, the first one is flipper length. You can see flipper length and along with the Jenny value. You can see the Jenny. And total number of samples it has collected is 266 samples. Okay, 266 samples, where out of which one of them is 112, 54 and 100. 266 samples, out of 266 samples, A category belongs to 112. 112 A categories are there. 54 or C category are there. 100 or G category are there. This total, that is 112 plus 54 plus 100, which is nothing but 266. Total is 266. Out of 266, these are the things. Now, it is going to classify. The tree was classified. Okay, the tree is classifying. So, after tree classifies, now what are the leaf nodes you have got? Means so this is the leaf node. Okay, this is the leaf node where it is showing the, if you observe this number, it is 6, 0, 0. What is meant by 6, 0, 0 means it belongs to the class A. ACG. Out of A, 6 values are there. Class C, 0 values are there. Class G, 0 values are there. Means it is saying that it is belongs to the class A. Total 6 records we are having here. And this belongs to second variable, that is C with 1 record. This one belongs to class A with 98 records. This belongs to class C with 1 record. This belongs to class A with 4 records. This belongs to class G with 1 record. This belongs to class A, 3 records. This one again class C. This belongs to class C of 1 record. Here only 1 record is there. Right? And similarly, this one is class A of 1 record. This is class C of 47 records. And this one we are having here class G of 99 records. Okay. Now if you do the calculation, wherever the G is there, G is 99 and 1, which is total of 100 records. And similarly, A is nothing but 6, 98, 4 3, 1. So these are the A, that is 104, 108, 111 and 112. Right? Next C, 1, 1, 1 and 47, which is nothing but 50. Right? So total your 266 records are classified in this way. Complete all the records. Is that clear? Now from this decision tree, okay, whatever the decision tree you are having, now this decision tree, from this decision tree, you can see the what is the maximum depth of this decision tree. What is the depth of this one? First 2, 3, 4 and 5. The depth of the decision tree is by default 5. By default, the decision tree is 5. Now, if you want to do the pruning, now what is the maximum value you have to consider? 5 is the maximum value. So, in the grid search CB, if you are writing the maximum depth, you have to write with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last number should be 5. You can't go more than 5. So, it will try with maximum depth of 1 and it will calculate the accuracy. Maximum depth of 2, calculate the accuracy. Train accuracy, test accuracy, CV. Maximum depth of 3, maximum depth of 4, maximum depth of 5. And which gives the best value? It is going to give us the best parameter. In the grid search CV, it will give the best parameter. Right? So, this is just you have to apply the hyperparameter tuning. Now, by default, if you open this one here, if I open the shift tab, by default, criteria is considered as Jenny. The criteria is by default Jenny. And what are the different criteria we are having? Miss Jenny and entropy. 2 options we are having. Out of these 2, which is best, miss? You have to do the hyperparameter tuning. You have to do the tuning. And next, we are having criteria is equal to by default Jenny. Maximum depth is equal to none. None means till the last. There is no condition till the last. Minimum samples required for the split. If 2 different categories are there in a node, one is plus and one is minus also, still it has to be splitted to till you get the pure node. Minimum 2 samples are there also, it will split. If 2 different classes, if both of them belongs to same class, means no need of splitting, right? If both of them are different classes, still minimum 2 also there also, it will split. And minimum sample leaves means 1. Means in the output variable, minimum 1 you will get. Maximum, anything. Okay. So, maximum futures is equal to none. Means it is going to use all the futures. Every futures it is going to use. These are the different types of hyperparameters we are having. Now, what I am going to do is pruning. So, before pruning, now from the decision tree onwards, we are having one more thing called as future importances. Future importances. Now, your model, whatever the model you are having, model dot future importances. You are writing your model dot future underscore importances means it is going to tell you which future has how much percentage of importance in creating this model. So future number 1 has with respect to 35%. Future 1 has 35% importance. Future number 2 has 2.5% importance. Future 3 has 53.9% importance, almost equal to 54%. Future 4, that is body mass, is having 0% importance. Okay, and this one is having 7.8% importance, means which is almost equal to 8%. 8%, 54%, 2% and 36%. Right? Is that clear? So total is 100%. Out of which you can clearly see this one, body mass is having 0% importance. For this model, decision tree, if you do give the body mass also, no problem. If you don't give also, no problem. If that particular column is not there also, the model is designed in the same way. Right? And if you give the island, with respect to T, there is no use. And at the same time, male or female, whether it is a male, it is not going to decide whether it belongs to that category or this category. It is not decided based on the male. Okay, whether it is a male or female also, there is no importance. Okay, so from the model, we can identify these 3 of them are having 0% importance. So these 3 futures you can drop. After model, you identified which are the important parameters. After modeling, identifying the important features. After modeling, identifying the important features, or identifying unimportant features, either important or unimportant. Okay, identifying unimportant features is called as feature selection. You are doing the feature selection after modeling. Feature selection after the modeling, like similar kind of lasso. In the lasso also we have done the same. In the lasso, which quotient value is equal to 0, that is not important, right? Similarly here also, the whichever the column is having the 0% importance, that is not important, that you can drop, right? This future selection you have done after modeling. The future selection was done after modeling, means these future selections are called as embedded methods. Okay, that is the reason I have not explained the future selections before. Now, in the future selections, we are having one of the concept called as embedded. What is meant by embedded means after modeling, identifying the unimportant features. This can be done only for the lasso, and decision tree related models. Decision tree related algorithms like decision tree and random forest, whatever the algorithms are related to decision tree, for all that one you are going to get. How you are going to get means just by applying the model.future_importances. Okay, it tells that how much the futures are important. Okay, next, just you are applying the grid set CV. In the grid set CV, I am taking the criteria is equal to Jenny and impurity, and I am going to apply the maximum depth of 1 to 5. And I'm identifying which is the best one, which is the best combination. Jenny with depth of 4 is the best combination, it seems. So I'm going to create once again the model. Before creating a new model, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the unimportant variables. What are the unimportant variables? That is island with respect to this one, male, and body mass. 3 of them are unimportant. Body mass also is there. This one also not important. So this column, this one also I'm copying. This is also I'm going to drop. Okay. So column 1, column 2, column 3. I'm dropping in which one? X. So if you want, you can see your X. This is the X. Out of which the body mass is not important. The island with T and male. These 3 of them are not important. Who told you that is not important? You can't drop as per your choice, right? Before the model, I have dropped that one. Huh? No, after the model only, which was statistically proved. Which was statistically proved means that information gain is 0. For these 3 of them, the information gain is 0. You are not able to get any kind of information. So that information gain is 0. Whichever information is gain is 0, that columns automatically it is going to drop. So now I'm going to drop these 3 columns in my X. Again, I'm going to recreate with respect to test size of 0.2 with random state of 9 and Jenny with a maximum depth of 4. And I'm going to execute. Right? Now I have got with respect to this is the best model when compared to that. Sir, already the same test accuracy you have got there, right? Earlier also you have got the same test accuracy, same train accuracy, they're 100%, here 99 only, they're 100%. Now tell me, this is whether it is overfitted or underfitted. Neither overfitted or underfitted. It is a good model. Your default model. Let me write the default models. Whatever the default model is there. Default. Your default model, train accuracy is of 100%, test of 95.52%, and CV is equal to 97.89%. This is the default model. Now, and finally you concluded this one as a good. Okay, good. Keep this one side. Now hyperparameter tuning. After applying the hyperparameter tuning and you got the train accuracy this time 99.2%. Test accuracy is 95.52%. CV is equal to 97.88%. This is also a good model. Out of two good models, which one we are going to select? Which has the highest test accuracy? Here both the test accuracies are same. Now which one we have to select? If the accuracies are same, then time. Now automatically your default model you have taken with respect to depth of 5. Now in the new model you are getting with a depth of 4 only. You have designed your new model with a depth of 4 only. Which one will take less time? 4 or 5? Simple. Obviously this is the less time, right? And that too, your default model has considered 7 columns, but this model was considered only with 4 columns. Not even 7 columns. Data reduced, decision tree length also reduced. But accuracy remains same. In this case, the grid search CV helped us with respect to reducing the time, not with respect to betterization of accuracy. Sometimes you may get the better accuracy, sometimes we'll get the time will be reduced at least. So in this case, time was reduced. Now, for example, now using this one, you have to predict on a new data. Now, new data is, for example, I'm having human length of the person, whoever the person wants to execute the code. For example, there is a human length of 39 and a human depth of 19 and flipper length of 180, body mass of 3600. And he is going to write with respect to category called as dream. And next, it is a male. So total raw data, the raw data, whatever we are having, the raw data consists of 6 input columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now this is the question. What is the answer of this one? What is the answer of this one? Now what we have to do? Our model we have to predict means first this one has to be data pre-processed. Any new data you want to apply and you want to predict on the data means you have to pre-process. Now whatever the model, whatever your final model is there, this is your final model. This final model was created on how many algorithms? How many columns? 4 columns. If you want, you can check your 4 columns also. This model was created using the 4 columns only, your X-train. Your X-train was created with 4 columns, not with 6 columns. If you ask with respect to, if you give the 6 values, for example, if you ask like this, model.predict, whatever the best model you have got, what is your best model name? DT_BHP. Using this model, you are using your best model dot predict on. Directly if you are taking the predict and you are writing here predict on 39, 19, 180, 3600, dream, and male. Okay. If you give like this, the 6 values, it is going to throw the error because the model was designed with 4 columns means how you can give 6 values. It is going to throw the error. Now, what I'm going to do, this 6 I have to convert to 4. In the data pre-processing, what are the steps we have done? Missing values we have dropped. Here there is no missing value, no need to drop. Encoding you have done. Now, how the dream was encoded? First, B, D, T. 3 categories are there. B will be encoded in such a way 100. D will be encoded in 010. T will be encoded as 001. Okay. Out of which the B also dropped. Now B will be considered as 00. 00 means that is called as B category. D means 10 is called as D category. T means 0 and 1. Now D means dream means what I have to write? 1, 0. This has to be converted to 1, 0. That is the first step you have to do. This is 1, 0. Similarly, male and female. Male, female. Female is considered as 0, 1. Male is considered as 1, 0. Out of which male column you have, female column you have dropped. Now, wherever the females are there, you have converted as female and male. Wherever the females 1, 0, 0 and 1, out of which this one is crop. Now, wherever the female is there, that is equal to 0. Wherever the male is there, that is equal to 1. So now here what I have to do? This one I have to replace with 1. Is that clear? Now, total how many columns you have got? Now, total how many values are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This 7 you can use for your default model because default model was created with 7 columns. But best hyperparameter, for example, if I'm writing this one, DT with default, your default model, what is the default model name you have created? DT underscore default. So DT underscore default was created with 7 variables. So if I ask this one, it will print me the output as AGL. But whereas if I ask the same question with this model, it will throw the error because it was not created with 7 values. It was created only with 4 values. You can see here, X was given 7 features, but your classifier was designed with 4 features only. Out of this one, which one you have dropped? Body mass you have dropped. So see here, whatever you have done, the same thing. First, I am removing the body mass. After that, T. So this one I am removing. After that, male. So this one also I am removing. Now, this is the answer. Is that clear? So whatever the data you want to predict, first it has to be transformed. Then only you can apply the predict. Don't apply directly predict. Okay. So whatever the data they have given to us, data first we have to pre-process. After pre-processing, we have to do the model. And after the model, we have to do the evaluation. And after that, we have to do the model selection. This is for the given data. For unknown data, wherever you want to predict, whenever you want to predict, first you have to take the data. That data has to be pre-processed. Whatever for this model, how you have done the pre-processing, how you got this model for that, what are the pre-processing steps involved? The same pre-processing steps you have to involve here also. Then apply the model and see the prediction, your answer, and see your answer. Unknown data, if you want to predict on unknown data, predict on a unknown data, whatever the unknown data you want to predict. For unknown data, first you have to take the data and you have to do the pre-processing. What type of pre-processing you have to do means for this model, to get this model, what type of pre-processing steps you have done, the same pre-processing you have to do here also. But without doing the fit, you should not fit, only transform. Fit was done there. Here you have to do the transformations only transforms you have to do. You should not recalculate once again. Right? Now, clear? Decision tree is clear? Any questions on decision tree? No questions? So just you are going to create once again business problem understanding, data cleaning, data wrangling, after that modeling, default parameters, followed by apply the hyperparameter tuning, identify the best hyperparameters, again rebuild the model. Every time same. Since I'm explaining and you are learning, it is taking so much of time. If you are working means it will take the entire program, whatever the project now I have explained, it is of 5 minutes code. It is a 5 minutes one. Since I'm explaining for you, I'm explaining so much of detailedly, slowly, step by step, I'm writing and doing same thing multiple times. But once you practice and do in the real life, just it's a 5 minutes. Right? Is that clear? Sir, Sai Nagendra is asking, sir, if I am having missing values in the target, then what we have to do? That is the most important question. If you are having the missing values in the target, missing values are there in the output variable, that particular record has to be dropped. Blindly, you have to drop the record. You should not replace the values. You are replacing the values, actual value, you are only replacing. Means, replace value means you know the answer. You are only predicting your answer. You are replacing and you are predicting your answer. Then why to replace, why to predict? Right? So whenever there is an output variable, in the output variable, if there is a missing values, that particular record, if the answer is not known, remove that question. If you don't know answer means, remove the question. Means input. Input also, that record you have to remove. If there is a missing values in the output variable, means simply remove that particular record. 100% we have to do this one only. There is no other option. For input, if there is a missing values are there, either we can remove or replace. But here we have to remove only. Class was not completed. Don't close the nodes. Not completed. It will take an additional 10 minutes of time. Random forest. Coding part of random forest. That is Lilliput only. This is clear, miss. That is nothing. Just guys, actually the random forest, whatever the coding is that this I can do tomorrow also. But if you learn now itself, you can understand the difference immediately, easily. Same data set I have taken. Don't worry. Same data set I will keep side by side. Data pre-processing, there will be no difference. Modeling, there will be no difference. Only the one word, only one line I will change. Everything copy paste only I have done. Okay. Of course, you will also do the same. Right? So the same, just I'm taking the random forest on one side and I'm taking decision tree on one side. Okay. This is the first line. Same problem. Same penguins data set, same problem. Here you have imported, here you have imported. Copy, same data. Data understanding also same. Here also the same cumin length, everything is same. Info, same info. Right? The same everything. And finally you have dropped the missing values. And finally you got, after dropping, you got 333,7. I have also dropped and everything was completed and 333,7. Here you are using with respect to the one-hot encoding or dummies. I am also using the same one-hot encoding and dummies. Here, whatever the X you have got, here also the same X. Here, the train test split, whatever the train test split I have done, in the train test split, I have taken the test size of, what is the test size of 0.2. Here also, I am going to take the same test size of 0.2. And with respect to random state of number 9, as it is. Okay. So here, let me execute the code. Okay, so here also I'm going to do the same as it is. Whatever I have done here, the same. If you open your in this case that xtrain dot shape, whatever the shape is there, if you check the shape, same 266 records, same records as it is. Random state number is same, test size is same, everything is same. Is obviously the same records will be there. Now here in this case, I have done the default modeling with decision tree. Here also I am going to do the default parameters. The only difference is random forest. Here I have taken the decision tree. Here I am going to consider the random forest. And I am going to fit on the xtrain, ytrain and predict on the xtrain, xtest. Similarly, accuracy score, cross-validation score, same to same. The only difference is in this line. I have done only random forest classifier. But here I have got the train accuracy of 100%, train accuracy of 100%, test accuracy 95, test accuracy of 98. Now it has increased the test accuracy when compared to your normal decision tree. And you have got the cross-validation of 99. Right? Here just you have got the cross-validation of 97. Here you have got the accuracy of 99. How it has changed the test accuracy means because it is going to send into the multiple decision trees. Here you have visualized the tree. Here you are not going to visualize the tree because multiple trees are there. You can't visualize. So visualization of tree will not be there in the random forest. Here we can visualize the tree, whatever the tree is there. And here you are going to check the important features. Same important features I am going to check here also. And you have created that one in a data frame. What are the important features are there that you have created as a data frame? Okay. What are the data frame? See, here also I am going to create the same feature importance in the data frame. Now, here what you have done after this hyperparameter tuning. So here also we are doing the same hyperparameter tuning, where estimator is equal to decision tree classifier, param grade, criteria, and maximum depth. These are the two hyperparameters which we have considered. Here I am going to consider n estimators. By default, if you open here, by default, it is taking 100 decision trees. N estimators are 100 by default. So what I'm going to do, just I'm going to change with respect to this n estimators list of range of 1 to 101. Means from one decision tree to 100 decision trees. First, it will try with one decision tree. One decision tree means same as this one only. Whatever we have completed, same this. This and this is same. If you take one decision tree, random forest is equal to your decision tree. Random decision tree with 2 decision trees. Decision tree with 3 decision trees. Random forest with 4 decision trees. Random forest with 5 decision trees. Like this, it is going to do the multiple decision trees. It is going to apply the multiple decision trees. And after applying the multiple decision trees, means 100 models it is going to try. And after trying all the 100 models, I am going to get the best n estimators is equal to, let us see. I'm identifying the which is the best n estimators values. N estimators is equal to 7. Now, whatever the best hyperparameter I have got, if I got the n estimator as 100 means I used to increase this 100 to 200. But 7 only means between only I have got. So no need to increase to 101, 102, 103. I no need to check. So 7. Whatever the 7 I have got, I'm writing the 7 here. And again, I'm going to rebuild the model. Whatever you have done here, the same thing. Now 100, 97 and 98. Now out of these two, which is the best model that you are going to select and you are going to perform. For any data set, same data set is remains same data set, everything I have done the same. Business, first I have started the business problem understanding. Followed by data understanding, followed by data set understanding, that is info. Data set understanding I have done. Followed by data pre-processing, missing values and encoding I have done. Followed by model evaluation. So what are the steps? Whatever the steps we are having here. So first, business problem understanding, I have done or not in the random forest. In data understanding, data pre-processing, data cleaning, data wrangling, train test split. First, I have applied the model with default parameters, that is 100 estimators. I have evaluated the model and I have checked whether it is a good model or a bad model. Applied the hyperparameter tuning. And the hyperparameters are the number of decision trees. How many number of decision trees is the important hyperparameter for the random forest. And whatever the hyperparameter answer I have got, I have rebuilt the once again model with best hyperparameters and I have evaluated. Again, I have checked whether it is a good model or a bad model. Same steps I have done for the random forest also. Just I have copied the same Jupyter notebook one more time. Instead of decision tree, I have changed the random forest. Copy paste I have done.